Hi guys, how are we doing? So I've done about 200 plus to 250 miles now in the car, getting the grips with how it feels and so on and so forth. But just felt something wasn't right in the power delivery. You know, I was getting sort of hold up. I was getting a sort of somewhere around about 6.5, and it was just flattening out. You know, there was no point in pushing it any further because it was just easier to shift gear and get back in the power. Now, I'm having a chat with a few people on the Facebook group and so on, and they were like, "No, that's not right. You should be, you know, you should be hungry off the limiter," which is the way I thought it should be. So, Dave Andrews of DVA Power, who's incredibly knowledgeable with this engine, the K Series Rover, as he joined in and he was like, because I know I'm running the Emerald map, that's the base map, it's not really the, excuse me while I'm going to talk while I work. The base map is, the base map, obviously the car's not been tuned fully, so we know it's fairly probably quite rich, just as a safety precaution. And so Dave offered, he said he's got, my setup is very similar to one of the kits that he sells and he's got a map that's very, very much closer to where we want to be. So he very generously sent that through to me, and I put it in the car, and then I went out for a test drive. Now, the delivery overall was much better and better response right the way through, up until I got into that same band area of what I'd say about, on that particular map, 6.6. It just goes flat as anything, and the intake starts barking. So you get your normal intake noise, and all of a sudden this flat hesitation, if you like, and then like a sort of rap from the intake. No more power, no more acceleration. So further chat with Dave. He said, well, you know, the only time he's ever heard, I uploaded a video on the forum of what was going on, and I'll see if I can add that to this video log. And he said the only time I'd ever seen or heard anything like that was when they had a blocked exhaust with a collapsed catalyst. Well, I don't have a catalyst, so that's not that, but that has got me thinking that there's still an issue with the cam timing, because I think as we're getting up in the revs, the timing is creating a little bit of a back pressure, you know, to the point where it's stumbling. I can't explain it, but if the exhaust cam's opening not enough or a bit too late, or you might not be getting enough of the gas pressure out before we're starting to get the intake valve open, and that's why we're getting this noise in the intake, because I can't understand why it's coming back this way unless there's a pressure issue. So today I'm going to recheck the timing, or at least the main, you know, the geared timing. I can't adjust the verniers, I don't have the equipment, but I'm just going to check that's all okay. Short of that, I suppose there could be a fueling issue when we're getting right up in the power, but so yeah, so that's I mean, other than that, I mean, it's a hell of a, they're such good fun, you know. I mean, with these semi slicks on it, there's no way that you can really exploit the handling on the road, so we'll definitely have to take it to a track and see what it can do there. But and you know, 60 sprint as it stands, I think we're around about 5 seconds, but I think once this new map works, and well, not the map works, but the car works with the map, that extra 1500 rpm, or at least 1000 rpm, is going to help all round in its sprinting. So other than that, what else is there to report? I'm not sure. I'll have a look at this, and I'll report back, and eventually we'll get to the bottom of what's causing the hesitation and go from there. Okay, so I think we finally nailed it. The timing was out. I'll show you in a second. While it's running, we'll go back and listen to it running. This time now, that is actually correct. was a lot lower. Generally there's a lot less shake, and it just sounds very quiet indeed. And sounds good, but it just sounded good before when I revved up. So so I'll just stop the video briefly because there's a rattle and I was like, where's that coming from, what's this? So just thought I'd double check the timing. It's not shifted, which it hasn't, so I think where I've had to advance the timing and change the fueling load down to make it idle well off the map, I'll need to go back and change that, which I'll do that in a minute. But for the moment, so as you can see, my cam timing marks here, which were transferred off the original timing gears. Compressor. So what I'd done, because in a Caterham it's not easy to see, I went online and had a little look at YouTube. The time on these up, and then obviously you can clearly see on the Rover engine there's a timing mark here. Can you see it a little bit of white, yellow at the back? It's on the plastic here. There's another line. So you've got your top dead centre, you know, before the top dead centres, and top dead centre there, which in my foolishness thought that was where we should be set. But this is the actual line that you time from. So we was out by from, let's see, well, I think the tip's here. So here. That's the difference of how much out of time we were. So obviously when the accident happened, the timing had jumped and it was running incredibly badly. Then I timed it to the wrong position down here, which then made it run an awful lot better, but as it turns out, still not correct. So this is good. So now we know that the time is correct to Rover spec, and that's on me, that one, which is a bit annoying, but such is life. So I'm gonna reprogram the idle and probably take her out for a spin if I get a chance today. No, I think we might have cracked it. Hi people, how you doing? So today we are going to be taking the gearbox out finally. I'm still not third gear's goosed, so I've ordered new sync pros, new blocker bars, new third gear itself. Whether I need it or not, I don't know, but I'm just going to replace it all. So we're going to have to take beautiful beast apart. Also, I was out in it the other day. The headlights are atrocious, the standard ones, the actual lighting output of them, and they don't really. Long story short, we might upgrade them. So I've gone for, hopefully, these will work. LED cluster, Chinese special, allegedly dot marks, we'll see. So these bad boys, so we're going to get them fitted out whilst we do this round of repairs. Other than that, she's running really well, so hopefully we get the gearbox out and back in good time, and we can go and enjoy it a bit more. Let's see how it goes.